Eyes down for the
Good morning, folks. Tuesday, and I'm here. Feeling better again, but still not absolutely right. Still coughing. Ceramic blanket, and it is ceramic because I don't know if you can hear it. You probably can't for the cars, but it's crunchy. So I'm gloved up, dust masked up, and I'm about to measure some bits to fit. So when I've done that, I'll bring you back. Bye now. Right, folks, I've got the base piece in. I've refitted the thermocouple, screwed it in at this side. That fixes there, so I assume that the wires will come through that hole, those two holes, but we'll have to see. Right, I've marked the height of my rolling piece, so I'm now going to transfer that along to the other end and cut that strip out, which will leave me quite a lot. I knew I'd over-ordered it, but then I always do over-order, but it wasn't that expensive. Right, off we go. Bye now. Oh, I've broken some more gloves out as well. Bye bye. So there we are, folks. I've added 3 ceramic beads to the bend just to insulate it. I'm going to go straight round over that one, and I'm going to put one wrap under there and then one wrap over there and see how that works out. Wish me luck, because I'm ready to rock and roll. Bye now. Well, folks, after a great deal of faffing about, it so happens that I got the length very jammily exactly right. I had to trim a tiny bit off it, and I've got it all in. All that's required now is to compress this down a little bit more so that that face there meets that face, and we've done it. I took the thermocouple out again, and very jammily I've poked a hole down there, and it's gone straight through and into the underneath of the machine, so that hole is lined up. It's a faff. What I had to do was get 2 pieces of flexible pipe, thread those up the holes from underneath, right, and then feed it all in so that the plastic pipe guided the wires through the holes and guided the tubes through the holes. I had to do a little bit of twisting to get it to line up with the second set of holes underneath, but it's in. So we're all lined up, we're in, we've got plenty of wire there. All I need to do now is compress it enough to get this lid on, there. And we're getting closer and closer all the time, so I'm quite confident we're going to succeed. Right, I shall carry on, he said in a muffled voice because he's still wearing his dust mask. Bye now. There we go, folks. All back together. Let me give you some advice. If you take one of these to pieces, when you're taking this heat shield off, mark round the holes with black felt writer, because it's very difficult to get it back on evenly. I don't think I've got it back on as evenly as it was, but it's alright. So there we go. I've got to put the lid on, put this top on now, and then put the bottom on and plug it in and see if it works. So I'll bring you back when I know the truth. That was a wrestling match. That was a real wrestling match to get that back onto there. And I didn't get it on perfectly evenly. It left a little tiny gap, so I've just run a bit of fire cement into it. But there you go. Right. I'll bring you back in a bit. Bye now. There we go, folks. We've just achieved. We're going up. You can see it going up underneath. And 9, 10 and 12. Right. So I've set it to 500, and it appears to be working very well indeed. But we'll have to do a melt to check it. I'm going to switch it off now because I don't want to overdo that fire cement I've put in, so that'll do for today. But it works. It's working. Loud cheers. Whoa, loud cheers. Bye now. Good afternoon, folks. It's Friday. I am once again feeling better, but I've been feeling pretty crap for a couple of days this week, so I haven't bothered coming. Now we appear to have a problem. It's heating up, but it says I've set it to 200 and it's gone up to 300, and now I've got the lid off and the crucible out and seeing if it cools down to 200, and it doesn't appear to be doing. It appears to be 100 degrees out, because that now looks like it's hovering. Going 1, 2, no, oh no, 1. No, it might be going down. It might be going down. Yes, it is going down. Anyway, we'll have to leave that and see, but whatever happened, it went straight from 0 to 300, went way past 200. So what I'm going to do now is let it cool down and see if it comes back on at 200 and hovers at 200. If it doesn't, we have another problem. What a pain in the arse. Right, I'll persevere with it. I'll persevere. I am now set up to tack this. Got my welder set up. Slightly tight cable, but it'll do the job. So that's my next job. I'm going to tack that in position, and then that's done. And I can move on to something more interesting. This has been trying. This has tried my patience, and it's been a very fiddly little job to do. But I think you'll agree with me. The results are worthwhile. Or maybe you'll think I should have just put a bit of gaffer tape over it. Never mind. I'll bring you back when I've done it. Bye now. Right, folks, there we go. As usual with me, far more taxing than is needed, but I can soon neaten those up with a grinder. And it doesn't really matter because they're way out the way of the gears anyway. Well, that, I think, concludes this part of the build. That looks really neat, doesn't it? Just needs a bit of filing to round it off and make it look nice. But now the end cover goes on, we can put the gears on, so now we can move excuse me when I get on the stupid cough I'm gonna have a little cough. Now we can move back onto the saddle and see if that bell zone has gone hard on the bottom of the saddle, and smooth it off, mark it up by rubbing it on the unworn part of the bed, smooth it off, which it's not going to take a lot, and then we can reassemble the saddle, get the lead screw on, get everything else on, and we limp towards completed. So there you go. Right, I'll crack on with that now, and I'll bring you back when there's something more to show you. Bye now. Well folks, there's a turn up for the books. It's now behaving itself exactly as it should. There we go. Light flashing means it's got up to temperature. You can't get much more accurate than that. So there you go. It must have just been an anomaly of me not setting it properly. So there you go. It's now climbing a bit. Oh, it's not going to start climbing again, is it? 2005. Oh God. Let's close the lid. Apparently something's sticking in, isn't it? Something's sticking. And it's an electronic switch, so it can't be, well, it could malfunction in that way, I suppose. Well, it's going up now, it's going to go up now. It's going up again. But that came down to 200 and was hovering perfectly there for a second. No, it's going up, isn't it? Yeah, it's going up. Bugger. Right, well, we'll have to do some more research on this. I thought it had cured itself. These things never cure themselves, do they? Never cure themselves. But that dropped right back to 200, and then the light came on and started flashing, which is what it's supposed to do. And then the light came on when it dropped below 200, and it heated back up to 200, and then it started flashing again, which means I've reached a set temperature. So there you go. Maybe it wants a new thermocouple. The new thermocouple's the cheapest thing to buy first, so we'll try a new thermocouple and see if that cures it. Right, I'll get on with what I was going to get on with before, and I've just remembered I haven't actually put this piece. I've got to put this piece back under here now for the 2 screws. So I shall put that back on, and that'll do us, I think. The job is done. But there you can see it with the end cover on, and don't she look a treat. Bye now. And there we go, folks. 2 holes drilled and tapped this time. Bit of crappy welding there, but I shall soon neaten that up. The iron grinder makes expert welders of us all. So that is now finished. All it needs is a bit of neatening up and a coat of black paint, but I've got lots of these to black paint. So there we go. Right, and the problem with this is that I've made the insulation so efficient by wrapping it in blanket instead of stuffing it down the sides, that when this cuts in and switches on, you can hear a slight buzz from it. Quite audible actually, quite an audible buzz. And when it cuts off and this light comes on, right, you can hear it cut off straight away. The buzz disappears straight away. So what I think is happening is that I've made it far too efficient, and it's losing a lot less heat than it was. And the problem with that is it overruns its temperature. Well, that isn't a problem. And it may not be so bad higher up the temperature range, I'm going to have to say, but for now it's hovering. That's with the lid open, it's hovering at 300. I'm quite happy about that. So it requires more experimentation, but it looks like we may have a cure. So the witching hour has come. It's time to turn everything off and go home and take some herbal cough remedy. See if that makes me any better. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you for the likes. Welcome aboard to all the new subscribers. We've got a few more coming this week. And I'll see you all next week. Hopefully with less of a cough than I have now. But it is actually going away. Bye now.